just want to say, I know this is a surprise for you, and no, I'm not the valedictorian. Dr. C, in case anyone didn't pick up on this in her speech, she is a true champion of the students. I'm so honored to have you as a faculty member, and I look forward to working with you in the next 2 years. So thank you for the kind words, and thank you for all your hard work. So now on to the speech. What is Mike Daley going to say? DMD. What does it stand for? I used to think it was Doctor of Medical Dentistry, because that made more sense to me with the abbreviations, but you know, I now learn that it's Doctor of Dental Medicine. But for us at Temple, and with the theme of change and all the hard work we've done, I think it stands for doing more daily. We've definitely worked hard, and today's the day to celebrate. This speech is for you, class of 2010. You know I've been a sappy mess the last couple days. I've sent out a couple emails to you, and I swear to you those emails are true. I love you guys. I would not be up here, I would not make it through this without you. There's so many people in the class that help, not just me, but people are just coming together at the end to help one another. There's still people battling. Some people might be getting a bit of a almost there diploma today, but that doesn't matter. You've made it. This is the day to celebrate. You're all doctors today in my eye. And congrats to you all. I want to say that I'm very honored to speak for you. I don't know, I think some people were like, maybe, like I said, what's he going to say? Is it going to be a crazy joke? And no, this is a sentimental speech, but I'm truly honored to speak for you. We've spent 4 years together, four of them to be exact. I'm getting my words wrong here. And we finally earned the chance to put this funny cap on and this more decorated gown than we've had before. We're rocking the lilac today, I love it. Couldn't be like, I don't know, something other than lilac, but it's fine. My wife likes lavender. It all started, ironically, about 4 years ago, in late August of 2006, with none other but a speech. We all got together during our orientation and had a brief speech, if you could call it a speech, basically introducing ourselves to one another. And here I am today, closing things out with a speech. Since then, you know, that initial speech was a hello. I like to think that we've all learned a lot about each other. Sometimes maybe a little bit more than we wanted to know, but you know, we got through it all. Hours in a pre-clinic, hours with spinning hand pieces. I think I got high a few times from acrylic fumes. You know, I made it through though. Hours in the classroom, as Hal mentioned, there may have been crosswords involved, but they were good times nonetheless. The classrooms look a lot better now. It was a little cold, sometimes a little dark in there at times. But we made it through, as many classes did before. And I'm glad to see the changes that are happening now. The classrooms look beautiful. I'm using filling words like, where was that? We might have even spent an hour or two outside of school. Maybe some of those hours might have been on St. Patty's Day. Maybe some beer was involved. I'm not sure about that. That's what I heard, stories. We've had a lot of good times together, and I think today, we've already talked about the change. I have change written down on my paper, but I think everyone's covered that, so I got to scratch that part out. You know why now everyone's sitting out there that we feel that we've had a lot of tough times, but we made it through, and what we want to focus on today is the celebration. We did it. We made it through, and that's what we want to celebrate on tomorrow. As the previous speaker said, we have a lot ahead of us. We want to focus on those challenges, and I think I can speak maybe a little bit more than some. We're truly prepared. We have a class full of general dentists, a class, as was mentioned previously, full of specialists, and you know, I'm amazed at the numbers I heard today. I mean, I know that was a lot, but when I heard the percentage numbers, I was like, wow, that we are really awesome. That being said, that's what we need to focus on, is moving forward and doing the best. But going back to what I was trying to say before, is that I think I know a little bit more because I'm married to a temple dentist. I proposed 5 years ago, it wasn't to the exact date, dressed up like Elmo at the reception to follow. I'm kind of wondering if my wife might dress up as Elmo today. She said yes that day, by the way. Sonia, I couldn't have done this without you. Mom and Dad gave me the start. I wouldn't have been here at all without them, but on a day-to-day basis, Sonia bore the brunt of all the frustrations that Hal and Chris and everyone else talked about. Sometimes vividly, she's like, son of a gun, he's at it again. I'm just gonna go in another room and let him alone. So thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you all the family that I have sitting up in the balcony there. I'd also like to thank the faculty, Dr. Woody, Dr. Tarnoff. They asked for some special mention, and you know, I think they deserve it. Dr. Scarazza, I might not be getting the real diploma that I talked about without you today. Phyllis Schuler, who's not here today, is a staff member. She also had a big help in getting the real diploma today, so I thank you very much for that. But I wanted to say that the interaction between faculty and student, I guess we don't always see eye to eye. I mean, personally, I always see eye to eye with the faculty. You've always been right. But there may have been students who didn't always see eye to eye. But that being said, in every interaction with a faculty member, and I truly believe this, there's a lesson to be learned. There has been a lesson learned. You know, dentistry, like most fields in life, there's many different paths that you can take to get to the final destination. And soon, we're going to be on our own. As Dr. C mentioned, no one's going to be checking our preps anymore. It's on us. So we're going to have to choose our own path now. But the fact that we've seen different ideas from different people, although frustrating at times, you know, sometimes it was during the same clinic session. You know, the prep looks good, Mike, and then the next person comes over, the prep looks not so hot. That's a lesson learned, though, because there's just many different ways. And we need to, I know Dr. Bobber mentioned that we need to learn how to evaluate our own work, so never forget that. I'm still trying to figure out mesial and distal. Dr. Whitaker tried hard, but I think I'm getting there. He also told me that not all teeth on the top, which I think is the occlusal of the tooth, they're not all like a plus sign. So I've worked a little bit in the lab on my anatomy on that, so I thank him. Dr. Hollingsworth, he taught me how to do crowns. I'm still working on that as well. Fortunately, I'll only be doing the stainless steel variety, which is a little different. There's not the same finish lines involved. But for some of you, you know, you want to think back to his class on that. There's a lot of standouts among the faculty. I mean, I mentioned some already, but everyone, whether they were standout in your eyes or not, because that's up to the student, you've all given us something, so I thank you, faculty. To our parents, friends, I mentioned Sonia already, family that are here today. Sometimes it was a pet, maybe it was a friend. There was someone, no matter what your situation is, that helped you get through these 4 years. So I want to speak for the entire class right now and say thank you all. I'll give you a round of applause. Now I know everyone wants their diploma, so I'm going to start cutting it short here. But I have a varied heritage. I thought I was Russian for a few years, and I found out that I'm actually Russian, which is like a weird sect of people. Not a weird sect of people, but they don't actually have a country. Yeah, that's a whole story in its own. I'm part Irish, part German, Welsh or English, we're not sure. But with the color of skin I have and the reddish hair, my ability to maybe drink a few beers, I've always kind of taken to the Irish side. So I'd like to summon upon the Irish side of my heritage now and dedicate the closing of my speech with an Irish blessing. And for Dr. C, I don't think it was a direct challenge, but she had mentioned the fact that she sometimes tries to do an Irish brogue and she's not sure how it works. So here's my best. Lads and lasses. May there always be work for your hands to do. May your purse or wallet, offshore bank account, always hold a coin or two. May the sun always shine on your window pane. May a rainbow be certain to follow each rain. May the hand of a friend always be near you. Halcon. And may God fill your hearts with gladness to cheer you. Class of 2010, I love you. Congratulations. As the great Harold Perron always told us in pre-clinic, we have to lock our futures, but today, spoiler alert for a corny line, let's unlock our futures.